Good morning, it is Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in less than 1 minute. Real quick, when I say live, what I mean is that this is not a situation where everything's already been recorded and now I'm coming back and doing a voiceover or some sort of post commentary. Nope, I'm recording myself seeing the data for the very first time. So if you're looking for raw thoughts, raw emotions, raw reactions, you're definitely going to get that here. If you're looking for like a nice scripted, professionally edited video, that's not going to be the case. But if you want to look kind of the nitty-gritty look at being a day trader and how it works, then this will be the video for you. Market should be opening up here. Okay, here we go. Markets are now open. I am watching JKS out of the opening gates here. For those of you maybe not familiar with my screen, right up here is a ticker symbol, and then that represents a 1 minute candle. So let's see how this one wants to behave. Tesla. Let me actually bring up Tesla. This is a potentially interesting trade here. $421 is a key level here. Let me just double check that. Yeah, 421 definitely very key. In fact, I'm gonna get that alerted. 421 flush point 1 minute. I do offer a private community, so when I say get that alerted, what I'm talking about is over here. So question that, the bounce, is it a dead cat? And now I'm pointing out that 421 to members of the community. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, all right, well that happened fast. Let's see if this thing can come back up to 421 and give me a back test here. Or is it just going to leave me in its dust? Just going to leave me in its dust. Well, that's unfortunate. At least members had the opportunity to... Oh, that's painful. Wow, that did happen really fast, though. So, I mean, I'm upset, but at the same time, I'm not sure I would even been able to catch that, even if I did have hotkeys. But, oh well. Market's only been open 1 minute. So, INTC here, Intel. Yeah, not the most volatile of stocks. DKNG, though. Nice movement here out of the opening gates. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and pause. All right, Tesla's taking a little break here, watching 418.50. I don't want to take it on this candle, though. I was going to say I wanted this candle to finish closing, and that is exactly why. So might still get an opportunity here if this candle wants to stay up above the 418.50 mark. But yeah, I just didn't quite trust it on that candle, and so far, rightfully so, as this one's getting a little bit more sideways action here than... Oh, wow, DKNG just totally turned around. All right, let's go check out that one here. Yeah, quite the fall off there. Alrighty then. You might have a scalpable opportunity here if it wants to break down through 42.50. Put an order out there to buy at 42.15. Oh, now it's bouncing back up. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. Well, JKS here just booming. Made an alert in the room right here at 72.50. You can see right there, upside breakpoint. And it's broken up through that level and has moved very nicely. I glanced away, so I didn't quite capture it. Oh, wow. Quite the movement here. This one is always pretty jumpy. But I'm wondering if this is a true breakout or not. I mean, it's already been a fantastic breakout, but if this thing looks like it might want to run out of some steam, could be interested in potential short on this one. So I'm watching this one currently right now. And I will, for the time being, pause. 71.50 looks like an interesting potential short point here. And I missed it. Are you kidding me? And look at it plunge. Well, I'm going to keep my order out there for maybe a back test here. Yes, that was definitely frustration in my voice. Second missed one. To be fair, though, even with hotkeys, that thing happens so fast. I don't even think hotkeys would have captured it. But, and down it goes. Well, a morning of fast movers. And that's the problem. You can be right. I was right. Both those would have been great entry points. The problem is just because you're right about something, I mean, you still got to execute the idea, right? You still got to be able to get into it. That is frustrating. Yeah, Tesla right here. 416.50. Interesting. Want to see it bounce back up, though, a little first. But yeah, no need to even try to play it off. Feeling a little bit frustrated here. Now, I'm not going to go force any trades or anything, but yeah, definitely some frustration. And the frustration builds. Look at JKS go. Yeah, just basically closed the gap there. So 69.35 actually looks interesting. Certainly needs to consolidate here. You can't short it right now. That'd be a little bit too overextended. But 69.35 is definitely another potential area. But what I want to see here is this needs to go sideways and then come back down. So in other words, if it breaks 69.35 in this candle, you just can't take it. For me, that's just too much like chasing. Would at least like to see the next candle. Yeah, we got about 15 seconds before this candle is done forming. So we'll see if the price can stay up above it. Yeah, that's actually a super intriguing level. There we go. Let's see what it wants to. What I'd like to see it do is come up, hit that pink line, and then come back down. That would be my little ideal, perfect world here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, pulling back now. Again, one more candle. That would tell me that, oh man, one of those mornings. Just all I need, and look, the next candle then just starts. What is that? 69.85. I'm all for playing a back test though, if this thing wants to come back up to the 69.85 area. So let's see if it wants to bounce up to that area or not. But yes, as you can see here, 15 minutes in, and I am on the struggle bus. But, you know, all it takes is one. So that's what you just got to keep telling yourself as a trader. You just need one good trade. And although the markets may not cooperate with you, and you can see right here, it just takes one. So no need to force anything. Just wait for the setup. And all it takes is one. All right, maybe, just maybe I can get a fill here. I'm at 69.85. Been waiting for this back test for a while. Again, 69.85. How high did that go? Went up as high as 69.83. Awesome. Okay, well, at this point, go up to 69.95 then. I am actually potentially interested at 69 to go short. If this thing totally rolls back over, but ideally get some sort of back test here. I mean, in all actuality, that's I shouldn't be at 69.95 really. I'm looking at other time frames. I should be up a little bit higher than that. Okay, Clay, don't let the forced trade voices show up. You should be at 70.25. Again, I'm looking at other time frames. I have multiple monitors, but just what I'm recording to make it more, so you can actually see what's going on. I mean, I could scrunch everything on one screen, but then you'd be like, what is that number? I can't see anything. So this is why I have it set up the way I do. But 70.20, remember I was at 69.85, or excuse me, I was there, then I moved to 69.95, but 69.95, that was just, if I'm being totally self-aware and honest with myself, that was just me wanting to try to improve the odds that I can get into the trade. And down it goes again. Well, like I said, that still makes me feel fine. On the bounce, it got up literally as high as 69.83. So I would have never been filled, on my original one anyhow. All right, well, like I said, all it takes is one. Just takes one good trade. All right, if 68.15 is broken, I'm going to get in on the short side just to ensure that I can actually get in. So I'm willing to short it all the way down to 68. But because this one's so fast, I need to, allow myself some slippage there. So again, if 68.15 is broken, I'll be looking to hop back in, but I'll go ahead and pause for right now so you don't have to. I mean, this is already a 11-minute video and not even a single trade, but hey, you know what? Like I said at the start, you want the nitty-gritty look into how day trading can be at sometimes. This is how it is, but like I said, all it takes is one. Okay, watching closely here. $68.15 breaks, I'm getting in. How did I miss that? Goodness. And I missed that one too. What? All right, well, I just can't do anything right here. All right. All it takes is one. All it takes is one. Do like 414 here. Nice consolidation area. It's already been going sideways, which is nice. So watching 414 here. How did I miss that? Are you serious? How did I miss that? I'm waiting for the back test here. Are you kidding me? I've never liked hotkeys. I've never liked them, but maybe, just maybe. But again, I would argue that I don't think hotkeys would have helped either. These moves have just been crazy, crazy fast. Oh man, all it takes is one. All it takes is one. This is just... Have you ever been here before? I mean, I don't know. Leave it in the comment section. Have you ever had one of these mornings where you literally keep identifying good things, but when it comes to actually executing your idea, it doesn't execute? You don't? I mean, I'm blaming nobody but myself. It's frustrating, and I have no problem admitting that. It's just, what's JKS doing now? Just continuing to go. All right, well, actually, I might have to switch up thing. What is that? 65. I do like that. I mean, that's got a long way to go, though, still. Thinking 65.50 could be a nice little long entry area there, but... All right, I'll pause. All it takes is one. All right, watching 411.50 for a potential breakout point here. Watching closely, seeing if this thing is trying to bottom out here. Yeah, that's this is a forced trade. I'm totally going against the trend right now. I don't like to admit that to myself, but yeah, I'm definitely not exactly. And yeah, good thing I all right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, I'm again 66, 65 here, potentially right around that general area. Oh, FSLY, whoa, this one was getting destroyed earlier. Oh, all right. Okay, all right. 70, let's see what happens with this one. In fact, let me get this alerted to the room too. Question really becomes, is this a dead cat bounce here? 76 is a potential entry point. Not quite committed to it yet. Yeah, let's see what it wants to do here. Just curious what kind of candle here actually forms. Even 75.50 could be interesting depending on the type of candle here. There we go. So yeah, 76. What I want to see is this thing to go up over 76.35 and then come back down. So failed to break. So get up through these highs first. It's getting close. How high did it get? It got really close there. I think it's got another chance to get up there. I want to see some longs get excited and then have their hopes destroyed as it pulls back. But first we got to get some long-sided people excited. So let's get this thing to go back up there. There we go. Come on, a little bit more. I'm going to take it at 76. That's good. There we go. In on the back test. Let's see this thing roll over here. There we go. Got some movement. Not much. There we go. $75.80s. Can it clear out through there? That's what I'm. There we go. So took out 200 at 75.75. So I mean, this still could be a losing trade. So I'm not out of the woods yet, but want to see if this thing wants to roll over some more, though. I have reduced my risk here a bit. Yeah, if this thing can get down through 75.65, that's going to be fantastic. But that's going to be the key question here. Can it break down through that area? Getting close. Give it another try here. Another opportunity, I should say. Come on. Gotta like the chances it breaks through now if it goes back down, because that would imply a little failed bounce here. Or who knows, maybe this thing is just going to flat out bounce in my face. And that's exactly what it's doing. Hope if this goes up over 50, I got to get out, and it will be a losing trade. Well, lost $100 on that one, 111. I'm glad I took out somewhere I did, but yeah, I gave it time to work. It just didn't go in my favor. And then you can see here, I mean, that's craziness. Although I'm still not totally convinced that this is a true bounce. So maybe another trade here on it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's what happens sometimes when you give the position an opportunity to work for you, and it just doesn't. Okay, in at 76.35, short once again, just because you know I'm not buying this total movement right now. I think this thing still is going to want to roll back over. So in at 76.35. So let's see if we can get some more of a pullback here. Oh, please tell me I'm recording. I've been recording, right? Okay, yes, I'm recording. And let's see if this thing wants to pull back a bit. Did a little bit there, not a whole lot. Well, 76.35, definitely being very, very stubborn right now. Yep, gets right around that area and does not want to budge. Seems as though 76.25 is more so that the accurate area. So if 76.25 can break, I'm liking the chances here of it to pull back some more. Nope, once again, 76.25, just there we go. Nope, wow, that fast, back up to... Well, maybe this just wasn't my morning, because literally nothing is working out at all. At all. I mean, I'm not going to wave the white flag quite yet, but I mean, in all actuality, if it comes down to 76.15, I would be potentially interested in adding to the position, because that would imply that this green candle here has failed. But I mean, step one in that process is the price has got to first come down. So yeah, 76.15. Let's see if it wants to come back down there. Nope, that fast right back up. And there it goes. All right, well, give this a quick second here to see if it wants to maybe a little fake breakout. Unless it's real, then I'm just going to have to eat the loss again and go on with my merry way. $76.65. That's an interesting setup, though. The reason why I'm hanging in is look at this 5-minute chart, just straight up. I mean, crazy. Yeah, $76.65. This comes back down there. I'm going to add 500 there just because we have this moving average there. And again, with that 5-minute chart, this thing is just getting, to me, seems pretty ridiculous. So watching 76.70 or 76.65 for another add area. It's got to show me a little bit more weakness first before I'm willing to add. Yeah, I like this candle a lot. If this candle can come back down, it's got some good potential here. Okay, watching closely. In at 76.70. Love this candle here. Let's see if we can get a push to the downside here. So again, 1,000 shares, average 76.52. And this is a great looking potential candle here. Love this setup. Love it. It's just in the question of, is it going to work out?
Incoming chat.
Let's see what it wants to do. It's 76.75 now. Definitely being that stubborn area. Got through it. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if we can get the break of 76.50. I'll just let it play out now. So it's getting back towards 76.50. Okay, got the break of it. Can this thing get moving more to the downside though? Come on. Just show a little bit more weakness here. Gotta think if it can get down through 76.40 now. But this thing just... I'm not willing to give up on it yet. Can it get back down below 76.50? That's kind of what I'm wondering if it... Okay, there we go. But 76.40. Yes, that is the level. 76.40 has really identified itself now. As if this thing is going to work out, 76.40 has got to be broken. There we go. Oh, come on. You got to give me more of a break than that. Okay, took out 500 at 76.35. Took out 200 at 76.15. So I still have 300 shares left. Let's see if this thing can get down to 76. Hovering a little bit too much. So I have 100 shares left. Let's see if this thing can break 76. Again, still have 100 shares left, so I can still get myself some upside here. Just a question of, can this break through 76 now? There we go. A very weak break, though. Okay, I took out another 50 at 76.07. Just because I'm not quite sure if this thing actually wants to get going here, or if this is just going to be the temporary bottom, and I have to move on with my day anyways. It's almost an hour into it. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and just hop out there. So now actually closing up $169 on the day. So that was a good solid trade and a fantastic setup. Took a little bit while longer to play out than what I wanted to see it play out, but I will take it. Wow, 30 minutes. Well, if you're still here after 30 minutes, thank you. Thank you very much. In all honesty, that's, as I always say with these videos that get really long, I really feel like we're friends if you've come along with me on this journey. So it is 10:26 a.m. I'm up 100, we'll call it $70. Well, actually, I take that back. With commissions, let's just call it, I don't know, 150? Let's just call it $150. You know what? For as frustrating as the morning as this was, especially on the one where my first FSLY trade where I took it, it started to go in my favor. I locked in some profits, and then it smacked me in the face, and I ended up taking a loss on it. So you combine that with all the missed trades I had, and you know what? On a Friday, I'll take the $150 for 1 hour. Even from that point of view, I'm not sure of many places in the world where you can make $150 in only 1 hour. I mean, what's the minimum wage right now? Isn't it like, well, Amazon pays, what, $15 per hour? So to make $150 per hour, especially after the bumpy ride that this was, I'll take it. But I'm starting my weekend, yeah, this is just how day trading goes sometimes. But you know what? The moral of the story here is control your risk, realize a good pattern, realize a good setup, add to those great setups that you see, and they're not always going to work out. Sometimes it can get you, but it's just a probability games. What do you think is probably going to happen, and what is most likely to happen? Not guaranteed to happen, but most likely. And I found a great setup, like I said, where I figured that this is probably most likely to happen. I added to it, which proved to be a very wise move. Had to illustrate a little bit of patience there, but ultimately worked out well and put myself back into the green after being down the $111 or whatever that was. But that's all I have. Real quick though, if you do enjoy these videos, and please, if you're still here right now, then please just hit the like button. I mean, that's a good way to communicate to me. Let me know that you are still here. So hit that like button if you like these live trade videos and would like for me to continue to make them. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, leave those down below. I do read and reply to all comments, so check those out. And then also, check out the channel as a whole. There's a lot of other videos where you'll see sometimes, and that's why I did like this. This was a flat out battle back and forth for quote unquote only $150 in an hour. And I say only because there's a lot of other videos. In fact, last Friday, so if you go in the playlist and look at last Friday, I made, what was it, $480 in 7 minutes. So $480 in 7 minutes on that Friday. But then a week later, this Friday, just a much different story. But that is the reality of trading, okay? If you think that every single morning is going to be rainbows and butterflies and just a nice little stroll through the park as you pick dandelions, it's not going to happen. Some mornings are fantastic. Last Friday, I love when I make $480 in 7 minutes or whatever it was. This morning, I'll take it. I'm happy to be green. I'm happy to still make, $150 in 1 hour. I'm not a greedy savage at all. I'm trying to keep perspective to know that minimum wage is, I think, like $10 an hour. So I'm still happy with it. But yeah, that's all I have. And again, if you're still with me right now, we're at 35 minutes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. We're friends as far as I'm concerned. So from one friend to another, enjoy your weekend. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.